If I didn't get my child at that age 19, I was going to be a lesbian. You'd be surprised. The things I know women have had to go through.
Welcome to this special episode of Nyumba Yetu Conversations, in a series we are calling To the Woman Who Carries Weights with Love. Today, I'm joined by a woman whose voice doesn't just echo, it awakens. I first met Dorcas Wanjiku, also known as Miss DK on TikTok. I call her Shiku, and since that day, she's become more than just a supporter. She's been a powerful contributor and a sister in this healing movement. Shiku is the founder of Kipepeo Green Heritage, a climate leader, a community transformer, and a woman who believes that healing doesn't belong to the few, but to all. Her piece, To the Men of Nyumba Yetu, from a mother who refuses to stay silent, cracked open a conversation that we need to have today. As part of this series, we are also gifting access to our upcoming Couples Healing Retreat, because we believe thriving relationships are sacred. They are sacred ground for healing. This is our way to honor women and men who are choosing to do hard, holy work of coming back home to themselves and to those who they love. So if you're here as a man carrying pain in silence, or a woman holding everyone together, or someone who wonders where healing will begin, this conversation is your invitation. Let's begin. Hey Shiku, welcome to Nyumba Yetu. Yours is a story of love in motion, huh? What's the biggest lesson you've learned from your journey?
Let me tell you, a lot. Looking backwards from where I'm standing right now, a lot of everything that happens in our lives is God ordained. There are no mistakes. And everything happens at the right time for a purpose. Two things. I always tell people, if I didn't get my child at that age 19, I was going to be a lesbian. Not I think so, I know. Ask me why. I grew up Catholic schools, I told you. And I always tell people it's one truth that a lot of parents, and especially we millennial parents and even our parents, cannot handle. But I was exposed to lesbianism in grade 3. In boarding school, yeah. I went to boarding school in primary 3. So they introduce it very subtly, because how they do it, you're in grade 3, so they give you like an elder sister in grade 4. So they say, huyu ndio mamako wa shule. At that point, grade 3, you're still learning how to, clean yourself. You don't even know how to do your laundry. And coming from these middle class families, a lot of things, hata ujui. Unajua, kama sisi, we grew up with showers, ujui kuchota maji na ndoo. So this person is supposed to teach you a lot of these things. That was one tricky point. Then there's the showering in schools. Then I remember, like us, the sisters, the nuns would take us through sexual, quote unquote, know your body sessions. And now this, your mother, ndo alikuwa anaambiwa akufunze. We are so ashamed of our sexuality that most of us can't even touch our bodies. You can't look at yourself in the mirror naked. So us guys, on the other hand, this mother was to teach you how to appreciate this is how you touch, you massage your body, this is how you massage your boobies. cannot look at my mother and tell her I massage my boobies. You see? So pole pole na yeye ujue ako na mother wake wa class 5 ako na 6 ako na. So it's a cycle that never ends. And this person is stuck with you until umalize grade 8. So during the sexual part, you know that point where you can't touch your vagina or you can't touch any sexual part of you because you don't know.
You share with us about that journey of finding yourself.
This narrative of me finding myself. I remember even one time looking to date, like I was intentionally looking to date. Mtu ananiambia ni wa kiama. Because according to me, that was my love language. That is how I thought. Kutakuwa kuna chinjwa kama kwetu. I will be that big host woman like my mother. By the time reality is hitting you, you're taking yourself back to the same point you've been running away from.
In what ways have you seen women really stand in the gap?
You'd be surprised. The things I know women have had to go through. The fact that I'm that child who grew with those men in my backyard. You can imagine every other Saturday, every other month, there was a sherehe. There was a mbuzi that somehow I would get involved in. In fact, most of people who know me wananijua na kuwaletea nyama na mutura. Because kwetu, it was too much. So that's the one thing I would gift out. But then when those sessions are happening and how demeaning those men were to their women, to their girl child. In fact, 90% of that squad that I know, none of them has had a stable marriage. They were big men with big names, outside respected. But kwa ground, none, I'm telling you, from those we've buried, wakishazikana, unasikianga sitaki kurudi kwa nyumba huyo mzee tena. Like, akishaenda wife akisha travel, sitaki kuona huyo mzee tena. The moment they get that leverage and liberation, the story, they start realizing what they have not had and who they are. The story changes. But that's when you're asking that question. Is this kiama really impacting? And
Shiku, I know this is a deeply personal part of your story. Could you tell us about your journey to find your biological dad?
To a point of... let me give you an interesting twist to it. So he tells me to go look for my father. And me being that child, I took the challenge. I sat down with a book and I'm like, nikiwa mtoto. The way you start backtracing your childhood stories. Mom would go with mom to Nairobi, would go to this bank. Alikuwa nenda hii bank kutoa do. Tukiingia hii bank kuna mzee tulikuwa tunasalimia specific na ninapigwa picha every 1 month. My dad, so apparently my biological dad used to send money to my mother. So he used to send through National Bank. So I had an account in National Bank that we used to go with my mother to collect money. And the interesting part was, at that point, that was like, I'm talking about things that happened when I was like 2 years old, 3 years old. The way you assume Titois don't know? That is how I connected back to my father. I went back to this bank, National Bank, Nakuru, and that's where my journey for looking for him started. So I went, I met the general manager and I told him, sir, I'm looking for my father. I don't know his name. And I don't know where he comes from. Na sijui kama tunafanana ama tufanani. But me, I know. And I think he used to send money to an account under my name. Those days, in your bank. Utanisaidia aje? The guy told me, akaenda akachukua file, ulizaliwa mwaka gani, tukahesabu, akachukua all the employees details, Then tukaenda until he met a photo of somebody who looked like me. So at that point, he's like, siko sure, we are not sure at this point, but you guys are copies with this man. Labda umtafute, atakuambia. So I'm given the name of this person. I called one of my aunties, now my sibs, to my mom. Huyu aliniambia, we had a promise, we will never talk to you about this. I'm not the one who's going to break the story. Call the other auntie. I called an auntie, nothing came. I called my uncle, brother to my mom, elder. Uncle, do you know this story? My uncle laughed, akanikatia simu. I'm like, okay. I called one of my elder cousins, like way elder, because us guys were the toys of the family. And my cousin laughs, alafu says, no, ukienda kwetu, draw fulani, their mom had arrested kitambo. Kuna barua za baba yako alikuwa akitumia mama yangu, walikuwa natumania barua na mama yangu. Usiwahi sema tulikuambia. Ukipata hizo barua, enda naye kwa father na mama yako, umuulize huyu ni nani. So I went to my uncle, of course pretending to be that nice child with shopping and whatnot. And I got the letter. I got one letter, but there were plenty. So I turn up and I'm like, uncle, I'm at this point. You either tell me or you don't. Nitampata. I know I am not Kimani's daughter. And you know your sister won't tell me the truth. Na wengine wote wamekataa. Unanisaidia ama unisaidii? My uncle went into shock, skari kapanda, and that is how I never got the information I wanted. But he called me, I think a month later, and gave me a photo. My dad's photo. Put it in my wallet. Kafanya shopping tena, nikaenda kwa last born sis to my mom. They were very close. I'm like, auntie, I just need you to confirm one thing. Alikuwa niishi wapi? Na jina. The rest I'll find for myself. She didn't give me both names. She gave me one name, which coincidentally confirmed the bank name that I was given. So at that point, I had a starting point. Went to National Bank headquarters, Nairobi. HR, head of HR, and I told her, this is my situation. This is the information I have. I'm tracing my father. Utanisaidia, mutanisaidia. Nimetuma kutoka Nakuru. That lady gave me all the places a Shabi go transfer. Alitoka hapa, akaenda hapa, akaenda hapa, akaenda hapa. Instead of telling me the character resigned from National Bank, I traversed Kenya. Every bank, akiniambia alienda Kisumu. Nenda hadi Kisumu. Kisumu wananituma Nyeri. Nyeri wananituma Mombasa. I went to all the branches he ever worked. Funny enough, guys would just look at me and they're like, you just came and your brother who used to work here. Are you looking for your brother? I'm like, no, I'm looking for my father. Alitoka hapa kapostiwa Mombasa. I go to Mombasa. Then the circle brought me back to headquarters. So I go back to the same lady. I tell her, you see, I've been recording my journey and I don't waste my time. I will get on national television and I will say, you're the one stopping me from meeting my dad. Are you his wife? She was a very elderly lady, I think almost retiring. And she tells me, I just wanted to be sure you know what you're doing and you really are passionate about it. She went to his file. She gave me his ID. She gave me like every documentation that connected to him. Then she told me Ali resign hapa akaenda NTDA, the Tea Development Authority. The same day I left National Bank, I went to NTDA headquarters. They're like, you can't go see the boss. I'm like, I want the general manager. Huku chini watanipotezea time. I couldn't, but I maneuvered huko ndani, nikapatio reception, nikaingia lift ya boss. Kenda ni kwa boss, nikamwambia I'm looking for my father. Utanisaidia ama utanisaidia? I have proof. Ndio hii paperwork. Huyo akaniambia, you know what, unfortunately he retired in December. That was somewhere around March. He retired in December. I'm like, okay. You as his retiring team committee, then you know where he stays. Kambia, because of you know how sijui nini this situation is, nitakutuma kwa kazi yake. He had a bookshop in Thika. He sent me to that bookshop. I went and I found, unajua tusichana twa job. I went the second time, the third time, sipati what I want. Guess what I did? I went to KPLC. I paid Kenya Power. Somehow, you know, Kikuyu system of things, Nyumba inakuanga imerejestiwa na jina ya nani? Mzee. Meaning, niye ulipa mita, niye ulipa stima, ama simu, ama, you know, the bills. So it was just trial. So I went to KPLC, I got a rider, and I'm like, I talked to him, I paid, of course, some money, and I'm like, I need to see if there's an account that connects to this name and ID number. True to him, a month later he calls me the account number and he tells me where the house is. Mimi huyo gari nikaenda hadi Juja to the local chief of that area. I told him, sir, I am looking for my father and I've come to officiate that this is what I'm looking for in your sub-location. Natafuta huyo mzee. Unamujua? Of course, you can tell. They even go to the same church. You can tell based on house body language. Then he tells me, hapana, utaenda urudi. Kamwambia siendi nirudi. I don't have 2 days to do this. I was just telling you that this is what I am doing in case there's an arrest or whatever happens. Call the KPLC guy and I'm like, niko Juja. I'll fuel for you, nipate, I'll buy you lunch, take me to the house where that meter is. So I'm taken to that house. The first day I knock, the lady of the house opens. One look at me, she locked the gates. So at that point, I am sure this is it. Why would she react like that? I mean, so I take down my notebook, I put down my details, and I leave my number. I am looking for your husband. His name is so-and-so of ID so-and-so. Tell him to call me. And I go. So by this time, Sani memtrace hadi nyumbani. This lady calls me 2 months later and tells me to stop looking for her husband. Bwanake hataki mpango wa kando. So I tell her, no, I'm looking for my father. I'm not his mpango or whatever. That man is even too short for my liking. If I was to choose to be a mpango, he's not the kind. But I want to meet him, so tell him to call me. She gave me some curse words. Nikakata simu. A month later, she calls again. I knew you would come. You have to apologize for talking rudely to me the first time. I'm like, madam, I was very cordial. I introduced myself. Ukanifungia gates. You didn't even know what I've come to do. You even assumed your husband's mpango. You should be apologizing. It's not the other way. Hey, you are a child, Nini. I'm like, wait. You're not my mother. I want to meet my father. That's all I need. If he says he doesn't want to see me, let him tell me to my eyes and I will go. By the way, I'll never bother. You may just want to know this is my father. That season ended. She refused to connect me. Second season of looking for him started. I took the ID. Si pale nyuma mnakwanga mmeandikiwa village, sublocation. I went all the way to Kirinyaga. Located chief wa hiyo sublocation and ward. They told him, this is my father. Alikuwa ID nasema ametoka Show me my Goka's place. How much? I mean, if I can't get him through the wife, I am that person. No inspires me. You don't hold me back. If you say no, I will get a way of getting what I want just to spite you. So this comes in. He was a very old chief. Kanitisha pesa ya busa. The Geshagi. No. The Geshagi chief. Kanitisha pesa ya busa. He actually asked me for only 200 bob. I bought him. Mimi nilipelekwa hadi home. Pop, nikaambia ndio uko kwenyu. And he left. Yes, in Kirinyaga. And funny enough, my Goka alisikia pikipiki kikuja. So alikuwa akitembea towards the gate. Then chief, instead of stopping, the way you'd expect atasimama behind introduction. And my Kikuyu is so bad. I knew I would struggle to introduce myself in Kyuk. And I don't know if they even speak Swahili. Kake chief akatoroka, nikaachwa nimesimama hapa kwa gate peke yangu. You see, I told him this is the reason I'm here. So I don't know why he ran, but he ran away. So me, I was left. Naini amepata pesa ya busa. Aguka came, he looked one look at me, he fell on his knees and he was crying. You're back home. Finally, you're back home. Finally, you're back home. Yes. But I didn't know them. Yeah. So at that point, there's a satisfaction that comes. I always say, most single parents, especially we ladies, we lock our kids from knowing their source. But you see, there's a part of you that is never fulfilled until you get home. I remember I actually also just lost it. Like I fell and neighbors had to come and save two of us. And I slept for the first time. I suffer from insomnia, but that night I slept for more than 13 hours. The way your soul just knows I am finally home. So by the time najisikia ni the next day, hata kwenda church niliambiwa that was the first time ever in his life akwenda kanisa, and the first thing he told me, you are a copy of your father. Now I know my son is alive. So you see, now at that point something else hits me. Like, what did you just say? Your son is alive. Si anaishi hapa Juja, like si is in Nairobi. And that, no, he's not been going home. Like, my Guka had not seen the son in 10 years. So him seeing me was like hope. Some light has come. Like, what the heck? So now another journey now starts. Like, I have to first understand what's the situation about my father. How do you tell me for 10 years your parents have never seen you, your family has never seen you? No, uko hapa Nairobi and you're doing well. If it was somebody who was struggling or something, they've done a beautiful house, they have a big business. He's been working, character just retired. it was a shocker. Uka kaita one of my aunties who came, and she was crying, and she was like, like now their mother, my shosho, had said utakuja nyumbani one day. So shosho had died apparently. So it was like, I think 4 years after past her death. So it was a fulfilling of what she had said. So you're like, hold on, amko mnajua kule mtanitoa, but this character, from what I heard, has been sending letters, so he knew how to trace me down. Then now that's when I'm given the story. He married nini, sa his side of the situation. I'm like, okay, don't worry, I'll get him. Ako wapi saizi as we are speaking? And I'm told no. So my auntie says after he retired, life was so hard for him, and for whatever reason, he got a job in South Africa. So he had traveled to South Africa, and then when he was in South Africa, I think 3 months down, he got a job in the US. Like, that guy is brilliant, if brilliance is anything with numbers. So he had relocated to the US, and that is why this lady had the power of locking me out, because she was not accountable to anyone. Nako akisikizana na hii familia.
That's part one of Shiku's journey. What a story of love, timing, and truth. In part two, she opens up her heart about forgiveness and how it transformed her healing. As a thank you for watching, we are gifting you early access to our couple healing retreat, and our WhatsApp family gets it first. Click the link in the description to join, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next here at Nyumba Yetu.